Time.
So, hi, and welcome back to the podcast. I am very glad you're here today because I have a guest with me. Her name is Cathy Nesbitt. Cathy is a health and wellness advocate and founder of Cathy's Crawly Composters, Cathy's Sprouters, and Cathy's Laughter Club. As a multi award winning visionary, she inspires individuals to adopt sustainable lifestyles through dynamic workshops and motivational speaking. Cathy is a certified laughter yoga teacher and was honored as a laughter ambassador in 2017 by Dr. Madan Kataria, the pioneer of laughter yoga. So, Cathy, I am so glad you're here today. I want to welcome you to the podcast. And I'm just thrilled that you could make it today because I did take part in one of your laughter yoga sessions and I totally enjoyed it.
You're a laughter convert. Yay.
Yay, I am. I love laughing.
Thank you, Debbie.
We all
Thank
do.
you.
We all
Yes,
do. So, can you tell
right.
me a little bit, Cathy, about how you even got there? Because it's not something we hear about. I've heard about it before, but I know there are a lot of people haven't heard of laughter yoga. So, can you tell us a little bit about how you made the journey to getting there?
Yeah, so my working title is Cathy Crawly Laughing Bean Queen. It doesn't fit on a business card. It's just an oral title.
I
And it's
love it.
simple solutions for today's challenges. It's sort of all the things that I do in one phrase. So it's worms for amending the soil, indoor composting with worms. It's the 22nd anniversary of Cathy's Crawly Composters. And that's how I got to the laughter. And the sprouts grow your own. So the bean queen part is sprouting. And I have a little sprouter. I've been sprouting for 22 years. It's my health plan too. And now the laughter. It's three things that are just beautiful life and for me, a business as well. And so laughter, how did laughter come about? It's the 22nd anniversary of the worms, selling worms by the pound for indoor composting. Not everyone wants worms in the house. I didn't
No.
know. And 2012, one more person said, ew, worms in the house. And I questioned everything. I'd heard it hundreds of times in the past 10 years. But that day it struck me. It got in.
Yeah.
I let my shield down, I guess, and it was able to penetrate because I felt it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. How
Mm.
this is so important. People need this, but people don't buy what they need, they buy what they want. And they didn't want what I had. So I was like, okay, universe, I don't know what to do. Help me. And the very next day I was introduced to laughter yoga.
Wow.
Wow. My life is a magic carpet ride, as is all of our lives. If we pay attention to the things that are happening in our life, we're so busy running here and there, we don't pay attention to the things, but I do. So laughter yoga, I was at a meeting and the speaker gave a 5 minute introduction and you can get an impact in 2 minutes. It doesn't take long. And I was like, laughter yoga, what's that? And I don't do yoga. I know it's a fine thing. I jumped right to the fun yoga. So it's not doing yoga and laughing, it's laughing as a cardiovascular exercise. It's a practice. So the yoga part is the deep diaphragmatic breathing, which we know breath is our life, and the practice of the laughter. Simple, but not easy.
No, not easy. Not easy. And so it's you see laughter as a cardiovascular exercise, but I know that, it can do so many things in our bodies. It's not just a great exercise for our breathing and our heart, but what else can laughter do positively
Oh,
for us?
so many things. Research is in. Ever heard laughter's the best medicine?
Yes, I
Everyone
have.
has, right? I say, have you had your daily dose? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. When we laugh, all of the love drugs are secreted. We're connecting with people, even online. So that's
Yeah.
oxytocin, serotonin, anyway, all those love drugs versus cortisol, adrenaline, epinephrine, all the stress chemicals. We're in charge of our own pharma. It's
Yeah.
it's really not rocket science. It's electricity and biology, it's chemistry. It is science. It's just not rocket science, but it is science.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. And so yeah, I participated in one of your laughter events, And I really enjoyed it. What was really amazing to me was that it was through Zoom. So we're not all like we're in a virtual room together. But even then, when you see other people laughing, you laugh. And it is a very contagious thing. And it doesn't even have to be funny at first, but it ends up being like you end up in stitches. So I really find that fascinating.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that, and return anytime. And anyone listening or watching, you're welcome. Everybody's welcome. And yes, it's a magic thing when we're looking at each other and we see there's a thing called mirror neurons that, if you smile at someone, they most likely will smile back. Or if you see somebody that's crying, you might be sad too. That's the mirror neurons. It's part of our biology, our brains. And it's so beautiful. So when we're laughing, it's not jokes or comedy because jokes can be cultural, like two people going somewhere. We're not anti-humor. It's just that humor takes some comprehension. And laughter is taking away this. If science is proven, and it has, 50 years of research has shown that laughter has so many health benefits. If that's true, and it is, why is it so challenging for us to achieve sustainable, abundant, reliable laughter for our health? Because the critical mind, when we hear a joke, it goes through so many filters, like it's very fast, but it goes through so many filters. Oh, I heard that joke before. That's not funny. Ooh, that's rude. Like maybe it's a dirty joke or something, or about somebody, not funny for them. So all those filters, once the brain decides that, oh, that is funny and we can laugh, it's conditional. What are these people going to think if I laugh with them? Is it okay? Will they judge me? So again, it's the critical mind. What is the solution? Laughter yoga. Laughing as an exercise, no jokes or comedy, little games to inspire the laughter. And the laughter leader ask people to allow themselves permission. Our body doesn't know the difference. Sorry, I just have to have a drink.
Yeah, go ahead.
I get so excited.
I love it.
The body doesn't know the difference between real and simulated laughter. The mind knows, it's the thinker. So that's why we need to remove the critical mind and just get into the body like children. So you just say a lot, because otherwise some people that would come to a club, it's their first time, they're in their mind. They're thinking all the things like, oh my gosh, this is weird. Why are you laughing? What's happening here? I don't know what's going on. I don't want to look ridiculous. You look ridiculous when you're laughing for nothing. People will think I'm cuckoo. Right? So we need to just, thank you, get into the body, and it's the feeler. So we're laughing, and then all the chemistry and biology takes place. I say electricity because it's a vibration,
Yeah.
right? When we laugh, we feel lighter. When we've had a good belly laugh, we're like, oh my gosh, even if it was inappropriate, once we're finished laughing, we're like, ooh, that might have not been, like we might judge ourselves then, and please don't, because it's a release.
Yeah.
It's the body telling us that we need to relieve the pressure. We're under too much stress. So laughter just
Yeah. And that's interesting because like you said, it's not because you're telling jokes that you're laughing. You just have these little exercises and little things and just some laughing sounds and then you're off and laughing. And I find that fascinating because a lot of the times we're very serious. I don't know if that's just our time, but I find people can be very serious a lot of the time, and they feel like there's no good reason to laugh, so therefore we're not laughing. We always feel like we need a reason to laugh. And what I liked about the group was that we're just there to laugh and just to didn't have to be a reason. And like you said, we didn't judge ourselves because everybody was doing it. And yeah, do you find that people are resistant to wanting to laugh because they're not used to that?
yes, anything new is awkward. When we
Hmm.
start a new job, the first day we're wondering, are we going to be okay? Are we going to fit in? Are people going to like me? Will I be able to do the job? Just as an example, we start a new course at school. Oh my gosh, am I smart enough for this? Can I do it? right? Where are the other students going to like me, the teacher? When I don't know, all these things. Whenever anything is new, it's new. It's a new experience, new neural pathways. That's it. So it's really a practice. And it's that critical mind again.
Yeah.
If everyone's saying, oh, laughter is the best medicine, I mean, when people see me laughing, or, when you laugh and you really know laughter, K-N-O-W laughter, when you really know it, you become it, and then you are it, and you kind of float around. I feel like the more I laugh, the lighter I get. And it just gives me permission. I'm probably because I'm older too. I'm over midlife. Because 111 is the age I've set for myself. So
111. I love that.
111, and I want to be living independently and be vibrant and still leading Laughter Club.
Oh, that's a great goal. Why
Thank you.
111? Is there a particular reason why you picked
I
that
was
number?
waffling between 110 and 111, and I said, just make a decision. Come on. And I was like, 111 looks nice. That would look nice on a certificate, or, at the end of the dash.
Yeah, that's it. At the end of the dash, 111. That sounds good. Okay.
So, right.
So
So I got a
yeah,
ways to go.
yes, you have a ways to go. You've got lots of laughter ahead of you before you get to your 111, for sure. Years of laughter. So you did mention you're beyond midlife though, and this podcast is for women in midlife, but there are a lot of also women beyond midlife who listen to the podcast. But how can it specifically benefit us in midlife, especially women, because we're going through a pretty tumultuous time when you're going through this midlife transition through menopause. It's a tumultuous time in our bodies. So, is there something about laughter, like how can it make it an easier transition, maybe, if we use this tool?
Yes. Well, you came to my club, so I do incorporate tapping, brain gym, qigong, all kinds of modalities. I'm all about learning, so I'm one of those people that just loves learning. How can I take care of myself? My goal is just to be so healthy that then I can give. Because what happens, especially for women, is we're giving, and we're not receiving enough. And we need to flip that on its head, because when we look after ourselves, then we're vibrant and we're able to give to the others. We're not like dragging our butt around like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I still got to do all this to-do list. I got to do the laundry and make the da-da-dee-da-da and drive the kids and change my hats, right? So many hats. Yes, I get it. And then as we get older, then the kids leave, but then the grandkids come in maybe.
Yeah.
Right? There's always something. There's always someone to give to, maybe a neighbor. We're always giving. So we need to get to take. And that's what I learned since 2020. I've been taking such great care of myself, Debbie, and I feel so good, and I can give more because I am more now.
Yeah.
I'm fuller.
Yeah.
I'm like, my cup is totally full, and I'm abundant, and I'm overflowing because every morning I have a routine, and it's so small, like it's such a small part of my day, but so important. I don't go a day without it. So I earth first thing in the morning. Okay, first thing, this is what I do. And you could take notes or watch the replay.
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
I don't mean you, I mean people watching. Okay. When I wake up, I don't jump up.
Mm,
I lay there for at least 3 beautiful, long, deep belly breaths. First of all, I don't think about my to-do list. I think, oh, I'm grateful for this, or, oh, so many wonderful things to be grateful for. So I think about, with each breath, one thing that I'm grateful for. And it could be that I woke up. Yahoo. Very good.
yeah, that's
So
already a
it doesn't
great
have to
thing.
be anything hard, right? So that's how I start. Then I put my feet, and I don't jump out of bed. I've been laying there for some time. I gently get up. We're energy, stretch my body, and then, do my pee, whatever, wash my face. Then I go outside barefoot. I have the luxury of having some grass, so I put my feet on the grass. It's called earthing. You maybe have covered it, but then we're open to the earth's energy. Then I do my little stretching. I'm an early riser, so 6 or 6:30, I'm out there. If you get first sun on your eyes, it
Mhm.
resets your melatonin or some internal, so that's something else. So first light on my eyes, then I do my gentle 5-minute stretching routine, connecting heaven and earth, some tapping, tracing my meridians, a few simple things. And if anyone wants to know, if you come to my laughter club, I do most of it in there.
Okay.
Oh, and I have a large glass of water, actually, first thing.
Mm.
And it's like flushing our system. And that gets I drink one in the morning first thing and one at night before I go to bed. Those are two of my glasses out of the way, right? I don't have to worry about those two glasses. Now I got to put the rest in, but because it's important. Like this is like maybe a 15-minute morning routine. 15 minutes, we're worth it. And it just is so beautiful. It's like, what am I? Okay, now. And I end with heaven rushing in. So you rub your hands together, shake them off, put them on your thighs, because that also grounds you. We need to stay grounded. And then prayer pose. And then you go breathe in, arms up, looking up, hands like this. So we're like antennas to the earth, and it's called heaven rushing in. You hold your hands like there, you're looking up at the sky, like, okay, I'm ready. And I say, send me those. I'm born to serve. Send them now. Let them have eyes to see and ears to hear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then when you have the energy, feel the energy in your fingers, you shoosh it in to your heart. And there's a place right in the center of your heart that's called heaven rushing in. And then you just can feel like, wow, you just got nourished from heaven or whatever just from up above, some glorious energy. And if you need more, you do it again. You can't overdo it.
Wow. I love that. What a fabulous routine for starting the day. I think that's one of the best ones I've ever heard. And it, like you said, it's only 15 minutes. So gentle and so giving. And I imagine you just start the day. I just see you because and if you're not watching the podcast, but you're listening to the podcast, you can't see Cathy in front of you. But if you go to the video, you will see it. Cathy is a very vibrant woman. She says she's beyond midlife, but she has such a young heart, young spirit, such vibrancy. And yeah, I love your energy. So obviously this morning routine feeds that energy so that you can go on through your day and do all the things you do, working with the worms and all the things you do. So that's amazing. I think that I love that you shared that with us. So I really, really appreciate that. Is there where do you fit laughter then? So there was no laughing in your morning routine, I don't think,
Oh,
but
not yet. Right. I hadn't
not yet.
finished.
Okay.
So first thing, I have a laughter buddy. I actually have a
Okay.
laughter buddy. And she calls me, she's one of my students and laughter students, and we laugh. We're coming up 3 years. So here's the routine. It's so great. Right. I said you don't need to attend a 30-minute class. You just need
Yeah.
you just got to be dedicated. So she calls me. I don't say hello. I start laughing. I see it's her. I start laughing 2 full minutes, belly laughing, like full on, not just ha ha ha. We're like full on laughing. And I do it outside. I hope my neighbors' windows are closed. And then we
They
breathe for
probably
one.
know by now, I imagine, Cathy.
I'm like the alarm. Oh, it's 7:30. 2 full minutes of laughter, 1 full minute of deep diaphragmatic breathing, and then two more minutes of deep belly laugh. It's a 5 minutes. And that, right, then all the love drugs are secreting, and it makes me laugh, even though it's 3 years. Every day I think, oh my God, this is hilarious. Like, what are people thinking? Like, really, my mind is going, wow, if anyone's walking by, they're not, but right. And then it sounds like I'm laughing by myself because you can't really hear my friend laughing.
Yes.
And it matters because I'm a trained professional, and it's
Mm-hmm.
challenging for me to laugh on my own. It's
Mm.
just like I can set the alarm, but it's not the same as just having someone on the other end. Like it doesn't even matter if I can really hear her. I know she's there.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. It's something about our brain. It's the wiring in our brain. And so that's what laughter is doing, is retraining our brain for joy instead of automatically going to the negative and to the dark side.
Mm. Mm. Yeah,
And
I
it
guess
is
there's
geared for
something
that. Sorry.
yeah, I think it's also like you said, it is geared for joy, and I think it's geared for sharing joy. like you said, like even though there's no necessarily mirror neurons happening when you're on the phone, you still know you're sharing it with somebody else. And I guess there's that, I think that's just a human thing, is that we want to share our joy with others, and it makes it easier to laugh when you're with somebody else, obviously, than when you're all by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
beautiful.
fascinating. Yeah, it's really, I've had such an incredible journey with this laughter. And I've been laughing since 2012 when I was introduced, but I was going to a club once a month and, that's when I would laugh. I mean, I would laugh, but not laughter yoga laughing. And then 2020 came and the world shut down. And that's when I started my laughter club. There's kind of an unwritten policy when you get trained as a laughter leader that you'll start a free club because so I didn't really talk about laughter yoga, I don't think. So
Not
it
yet.
started in 1995 by a medical doctor, Dr. Madan Kataria. So there really is science behind that, but there's science even before and science with laughter in cancer patients, folks doing dialysis, addicts, inmates, so they can, have a better time in jail. The guards, police, there is global research, Debbie, and it's so moving. That's what keeps me going. And then the people that come to my club and the experience that they have. I had a woman who it's a challenge to get a club going because people think they laugh enough and they
Really?
don't take it seriously. Yes. Yeah. So so I had a club in the summer in my backyard and this woman contacted me and said she was bringing 5 people. And I was like, oh, yay, okay. So they arrived, and I think she really wanted to experience it, but she didn't want to go alone. So she asked her gal pals to come.
Mm-hmm.
And this is for midlife women. Your podcast is mostly midlife and older women. That's my demographic. If you look at my club, it's mostly older women, wise
Yes.
women, mature women. Same with in person. Like it seems like it's an easy thing for us to do. We gather, we laugh. We don't have to talk about stuff. I mean, we could talk too, but it just is a way for us to not be alone and just feel that incredible connection without words, just
Yes.
experiencing it.
Yeah.
So she came and she had, at the end of the club, I say, notice how you feel for the rest of the day and notice how you sleep tonight. If I remember, I usually will say that. So I said that in the club, and she had just had knee surgery. And she said that she hasn't slept for more than 2 hours a night since for 8 weeks since she had her surgery. 2 days after the laughter club, she wrote me and said she had slept longer and deeper after laughter. And when she woke up, she was able to get back to sleep easier, faster. Wow, like that's pretty cool already. And she said when she arrived home after Laughter Club, her 19-year-old was having an existential crisis, and she was able to remain cool, calm, and collected. It was like somebody else was inhabiting her body.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, like that is, I cried. Debbie, I cried. I was like, this is why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
had
that's
no idea,
so
like, we
good.
don't know the impact we're having, but it's energy, it's vibration. And whenever we smile at somebody, whenever we hold a door for somebody or just say, how are you? I see you. We all want to be seen. So when we take a moment and see people, we impact them and they
Oh,
impact
that's so
us.
good. Yes. I mean, oh, that's so good. Yeah, I think it's obvious when your energy is elevated and you do impact others by elevating their energy without, even saying words. It just happens. So if you're doing this for yourself, you're actually positively impacting everybody around you. And if you're going to live to 111, to 111, I think after the 111, you want it written somewhere that this woman made everybody laugh, or this woman was so much fun. And, like, I think
I'm
who
going to
wouldn't
write my
want
own
that?
eulogy. I'm
That's
writing my
it.
eulogy. That's it.
That's a beautiful thing. I mean, yes, who wouldn't want to be known? Nobody wants to be known as a sourpuss or or she was cranky. So I think this is such a beautiful thing because we do impact everybody around us with our energy. And if we can elevate our energy through daily laughter as one modality, which is just amazing because it's so easy, why not? Why not do that? And like you said, also, I mean, especially us in midlife who are going through things like sleepless nights and like higher anxiety. These are things that are happening in this menopause transition. And something as simple as laughing can change that, can actually help you get through the night and sleep better, can actually help you reduce your anxiety and feel better. So, I mean, yeah, it's such a simple thing, so good. And you offer this. So thank you for doing this.
It's my pleasure. And I teach leaders if anyone wants to learn this magic medicine, even for themselves, not necessarily, oh, I don't want to start a business. I don't want to lead laughter. Okay, good. You don't have to. It's really to learn the history, the science. So when you learn the science, when we actually know something and we know, wow, that's really good for us, then we're more willing. I think I am more willing once I go, oh, it really is good for you. Like, here's why all these things. It's literally the opposite of stress. Laughter is the opposite of stress. And we're living in this perpetual state of stress. It's a habit. So let's make joy a habit. I know I talked about spiraling up. So, it really is learning to incorporate this. If you can do it on your own, that's great. You don't need a class. You don't need to be trained. If you're struggling and you're like, oh, I really could use something, join this global giggle world. Like, you can travel around the world by like my free club. There's free clubs around the world. Thank goodness for 2020. Prior to, like, not really, I know.
Yeah.
People are
Well,
struggling.
it did, yeah, it did give birth to a lot of great things, including this, right?
Including online laughter. Prior to 2020, there was very few opportunities to laugh online. And even like the founder thought it had to be done in person. Like,
Mm-hmm.
no, we can't do it online. You can't get trained online. That's ridiculous. And then it was like the only way, and we needed laughter, and his goal is world peace. And so there are laughter clubs in over 120 countries.
Wow.
Wow, it really, so I feel like, and there's international conferences. So you zoom in, you see all these people from around the world, and then they share it. So there's 40 foundational exercises, little games like making milkshakes, or I don't know, you do the airport thing where you're running for your flight, and then you're the flight attendant, I don't know, whatever, the different games. And because it's international, now there's all these little local things from different countries, and you can learn, always learning, always
Yeah.
learning,
Oh, there. Oh,
how to
wow.
incorporate. Yeah, it's so beautiful. It's a gift.
So, yeah, how do you, I mean, you've given us some ideas, I guess, on how to make it a habit. Like we can go to your club, which is every week, right?
Every Tuesday morning, and there's a bunch. So if you do like mine, and they're all different. I don't, in my club, I'm regularly getting at least 25 Zoom squares.
Wow.
And many of the people that attend my club are laughter professionals, and some more trained in laughter than I, because I incorporate all these other modalities. My club is
Okay.
not like any other, I would say,
Oh,
because I
okay.
incorporate tapping, and other people do now too. And not that I maybe was the first one, but because I incorporate all of those things. And I think the way that I bring it, and I explain so much, and I'm always introducing free summits that are available. Like, oh, you want to know about this? Here's a summit, it's free, go sign up. Because it's not for me, I'm just learning stuff so I can share it. I just want people to feel good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so good. And you are helping people every week on Tuesdays for sure. Just, being able to give them the gift of laughter, I think is amazing. And what other things can we do to make it a habit? The other thing you mentioned, of course, is the accountability, laughter accountability buddy, which I think is a great idea. Are there any other ideas that you have that where we can habitually bring laughter into our day?
Yes, I mean, we can watch funny things, but then it's conditional. We go back to the
Mm,
conditional mind. So if we just make it a habit of noticing funny things, or just make a habit of laughing with our children or our spouse, just incorporate a little bit more levity, because as you said, as you raise your own vibration, it's energy. So energy will raise energy or bring down, right? Like if you want to be happy, live with a happy person, because it's
Yes,
energy.
that's so
It's energy.
true.
And it's a choice. People will see me at the grocery store and they're like, oh, you're happy, or, because it's energy. My energy arrives before I even get there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
They
whoa,
know you're
something's happening.
coming.
What's happening? And then shoo, I come around the corner and they're like, oh, wow, you look happy or something. It's like, oh, good, I'm a laughter teacher. And then I always have my cards. So then I'm
Yeah,
able, which has my free club on the back. It's like, oh, I have a free club. And sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, I need more laughter.
yeah, yeah.
And even children today, I really think the world is so stressful. Even children today are born into this stressful state. Like they don't get to be kids for very long before they're, shaken into like, oh, the world's falling apart, our house is on fire, and there's no jobs, and you might never get married or find a spouse, or
Oh gosh. Yeah, no,
right,
that's
I like all of
depressing.
those
Yeah.
things. So that even children are not like, and then the division between like the whole thing with the pandemic, mask, no mask, vaccine, no vaccine, like all of
Hmm.
those was so divisive. And children are being born into this. And then also with technology. So there's also that piece
Yes. Yeah, there's
where
so many yeah, there's so many places where we can lose this because part of it is connection. So as soon as we remove any connection, then we've removed the opportunities sometimes for laughter.
connection, and even though I talked about online laughter and stuff, I mean real connection, because
Yeah.
online connection can be really fake.
Yes.
Like when you're scrolling, looking at someone's highlight reel, and you're just mindlessly, and I don't have a cell phone. That's one of my secrets too, is I don't actually
Wow.
have a cell phone.
That
I know.
oh, that is amazing, Kathy. I don't know anybody who doesn't have a cell phone.
It's getting
Wow,
more and
okay.
more challenging, but and one day I know I will, and I will be just one of the numbers. I know I'll just be like everybody then, and I don't want to be like everybody, because I just
No.
see people that can't even be on their own. It's a challenge when you're on your own. When I recently got back from Arizona and Energy Fest, and it was fascinating. I was wondering, how's this going to be without a cell phone? Because you can't check in at the airport ahead, right? I got to do it from
No.
home, like so many things. And yeah, everybody's on their thing, even when they're on their own. They're so uncomfortable just looking around that
Yes.
they pull out their thing, and I don't know what they're doing, playing games or looking for pictures. I don't know what they're doing. I'm fascinated because I'm always watching people. I have a psych degree, so I'm fascinated by people. It's fun people watching. Nobody's really looking at you because they're all engaged.
Yes, no, it's true. That's all you can watch everybody and nobody's gonna notice.
Right?
That's
Yeah. And
amazing.
it was really
Wow.
funny so Denver airport. I my flight was delayed on the way back, and my husband was picking me up when I got back to Toronto. And of course he was. It's cost a fortune to park at the airport, so he was just going to be one of those circling people. Okay, so now my flight's late. Darn, I don't. Okay, now I can. Oh, so there's a bank of cell phone or pay phones. So I'm like, oh, good. And I pick up the thing, like no one's using them. There's no sound. And I'm like, oh. So I'm like, oh, hmm. So I'm like, oh, So I'm reading the instructions. I'm pressing buttons. I'm listening. Nothing's happening. I'm sure people are like, what is she doing? And I'm like, oh, this one's broken. I go to the next one. I try a few, and then I ask someone, do you know how to use this? And people don't like when you disturb them. So I was like, what old lady? And I was like, do you know how to use these? And no, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. And then there was a kiosk lady there. And so I said, do you know how to use these? And she said, yes, because I grew up at a time when that's what we had. But she said, those haven't worked for 10 years.
Oh, oh my gosh.
They're right in the middle of the aisle, like this honking bank of payphones. I'm like, wow, wouldn't they remove them? Like,
Don't.
I don't know if it's
Yeah,
10 years, but even if it was 10 weeks, like they should go. They're right in the way.
that's it.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so I
oh
go
my
to the
gosh.
information desk and I said, I have a little bit of a challenge. I said, I'm one of the rare holdouts that doesn't have a cell phone. And I said, your display over there of payphones is now just like a museum piece because it doesn't work. Um, I'm wondering if you have courtesy phone. My flight was delayed and I'd love to let my husband know. So they did have. So there's ways. I
There
think
are
my brain
ways.
has more pathways because I have to think more about how to get places and if something happens, what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you've had to learn to be more creative and resourceful for sure when you don't have
Well,
a
how
cell
it
phone and
was,
you're
how we like
traveling.
all of us our age, we know how to read a map and stuff,
Yeah,
or what a map
that
is at least.
yeah, no. Yeah, I just think that it's amazing at that you can maneuver through life with first of all no cell phone, but that you can use laughter and you can share this with everybody and anywhere you go, I guess, because even this situation with no cell phone can be can cause you to laugh. I assume.
It's
Must have been
hilarious. Oh,
yeah.
when I tell young people I don't have a cell phone, sometimes they stop breathing.
Yeah, well, that's it. What do you do with no cell phone? I mean, that is funny. So, but anyways, yeah, there was something you said before where you were talking about the energy. And I know a lot of times the excuse we give for why we don't laugh as much is because the people we live with are, bringing us down and they're downers and they just it's just not, they're just not happy. So we then become unhappy. Like you said, it's contagious.
Mm.
But what I love is that you can do something as simple as joining your laughter club and be surrounded by people who are laughing and just change your whole vibration. So you don't have to wait for somebody at home to make you happy or to make you laugh. You can go out and do this on your own. And I just think it's so beautiful because we can all do this. We don't have to have the excuses or we don't have to blame anybody else. We can all change our vibration, our energy by laughing, and we can go out and do that and seek that out on our own.
Yes, absolutely. What is depression? Like when you think of depression, it's like something getting small, right? Something
Mm,
constricting. So something that people can do is even power posing. And I would invite people to take this on, this 2-minute challenge. Go in the bathroom, have your Wonder Woman pose, hands on your hip, or the victory pose where your hands are over your head, and look at yourself in the mirror. Just look at yourself and hold that pose. And you can say that you love yourself if you're so inclined, but even holding that pose changes your physiology, it changes your chemistry. And and it's a practice. It will be a challenge if you're feeling not so good about yourself. But start with 5 seconds. And then if you can't do it, okay, go back and try it again. You're in the bathroom several times a day. Every time you look in the mirror, say, I love you and mean
mm,
it. Give yourself a
mm,
hug. Because we're also taught not to, to touch ourselves, like, ooh, don't touch your face and don't touch here and there. And no, it's our body. That's how we have a pain. We need to like rub it. Our hands are electromagnetic. So we rub our hands together, shake them off, and then you have sore knees. Yeah, hold your knees. That energy is going to go there and you can feel the heat. Believe it or
mm,
not, you're healing yourself. You're doing good benefit for your body. And then getting outside and earthing. So just, you don't have to go for a walk if you don't want barefoot. Just sit and have your coffee in the morning in with your feet on the open earth. And it's a process. My sister-in-law said, oh, it said earthing will reduce inflammation. I tried it. It's like, you did it once, or because it's not instant. You didn't get
no,
inflamed in it overnight.
no.
Right? It took a long time for us to get where we are. So patience with our beautiful body and send love to your body. If you are not the body shape you don't want to be, that you don't want to be, love it as it is. Love it right now as it is. And imagine the body that you want. But cursing on your body is not, it's not beneficial. Worry, energy, anxiety, all of those low vibrating, and I know it sounds easy, it isn't. It's a practice, but we've got in the practice of worry and stress and all of those and hating on our bodies. Oh, my
Yeah.
thighs or my butt or my
Yeah.
cheeks or whatever it is. No, you're beautiful as you are and
Yeah.
as I am, as we are. Because everybody's beating us up. We don't need to beat ourselves up.
No. And that's such a good message, Cathy, because I think we're taught not to say those things to ourselves and not to, I think we're taught to criticize our bodies and to never be happy with them, no matter what state we get to with them. And we need to realize, especially we get to midlife, we're adults. We can get over this mindset and start doing simple things, like you said, just touching yourself, loving yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, saying you love yourself. Um, it's not airy fairy. There's actual science behind it, and it actually works. And that powerful pose, I've done that in my yoga class before, that Wonder Woman pose, which there's a whole TED talk about it. I think it's Amy Cuddy, and she has a TED talk
Amy
about
Cuddy.
powerful pose. Yeah, so good. And yeah, there's science behind these things. It's not just things that are picked out from nowhere. I mean, we can actually make ourselves feel better by learning to nurture ourselves rather than to criticize ourselves all the time. And I think that's such an important message here too. So thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, like so many simple ways. It's marketing.
Mm,
If we look at any magazine, it's got images of people that have been photoshopped, first of all. Like that's not even really them. And then with gobs of makeup or
mm.
whatever. I don't know. Photoshop probably. You don't even need makeup. um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's not even real. And who cares? Why do like yeah, it's just this vessel. This is just that we're just having
That's
this
it.
human experience, right? I mean, it really is. And I know it sounds simple. It isn't because we've been programmed. You said it. We've been programmed to believe we're not enough and we need to not rock the boat and look pretty and stop talking. And women talk so much and don't be like a girl and stop crying, right? All these
Yeah.
things that are like, no, that's who I am. And those are just emotions. And yeah, there's just so many ways. And that's to me what midlife has given to me, Debbie, is the wisdom to know the difference between comparing, like, do I want that? Or is I want that because you have that? And I saw
Mm-hmm.
you with that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm, oh, look at you, look happy with that. I must, maybe that will look good on me too, even if I don't even want it. But
Yeah.
now I know the difference. Now I'm like wise enough to know I'm okay,
Yeah. I don't
just
need
as I
that.
am.
I don't actually want it. Yeah. That is so good. I was going to ask you the question, what's the best part of getting older? But you just mentioned that, which I think is so powerful that, yeah, we have this wisdom to know the difference between what do we want and or do is what we want what we think we want because we see other people have it, and
And
maybe
I think
that's
it's our role, Debbie. I think it's our role
mm,
as wise women. We're the matriarchs now. It's our role, I believe, to show the younger set what's possible. So do we want to keep on taking that inferiority complex on and I'm not enough and oh and being small? No, because that's what we're showing. That's what they're seeing. Oh, that's what I get to aspire to. No, show them that, yeah, this is what you get to aspire to.
yeah, yeah, that there is something there. And I think when we think about it, when we think about if you have daughters in your life or younger women in your life that you love and care about, you don't want them to grow up that way, feeling bad about themselves. You see them as beautiful. You see them, you love them the way they are. You want them to feel that way. I know it's harder when we think of ourselves, but if we can think of younger women that we do love, it just is easier to understand that. And that us becoming those women who are good within ourselves, who are vibrant, who are loving our lives, who are connected to our bodies, then if they see that, we are passing that down. And that is such a good point. And we do create this legacy for the women after us.
It's
Yeah, I love that.
beautiful.
I love this conversation, Cathy. I really, really appreciate you being here today. And before you go, though, I want you to tell everybody where they can find you and how they can get in touch with you.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. So probably my laughter page is the best. It's Cathy's Club.com, Cathy with a C and an S. And yeah, come to my Tuesday club. If Tuesday works for you, it's 9:30 a.m. My club is not recorded, so everybody is free to express and play and not worry that it's going to show up somewhere. And I also have a video series if Tuesdays don't work, and it's Fun Fab Fridays. We just celebrated 3 years. Over 169 episodes of Fun Fab Friday. Little shorts for fun, between 5 and 10 minutes each.
Oh, that's so good.
Same length.
I did see one of them on YouTube, so that's really good.
Thank you.
So there's so many ways to get in touch with you, and your Tuesday morning laughter club is free, right?
It's
Anybody
free.
can
Yes.
come. Wow, that's
Mhm.
amazing. So what a gift. I think that everybody should try this and just go to Cathy's club on a Tuesday morning and join her because it is great fun and it'll just make you feel better for the rest of the day. So thank you so much, Cathy, for being here today. And please stay in touch. I really enjoyed this connection.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you really for the opportunity.
Thank you.